I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed the logos quiz last week. So let's do it all over again, but this time in hard mode. And I'll be tapping on this soccer ball that someone commented last time looked like it had been through a lot, and it has. I don't even think there's a name written on it of someone I've never met, so I don't know the full history of this ball, but anyway, we're in hard mode this week. So these will be current logos in black and white. I'm thinking we'll do another hard mode if you guys enjoy these with retro logos. And then if you guys are still scoring too well on these, we're gonna go to pro mode and then to legendary, and you get it. And like last time, there are 30 points up for grabs in this quiz. If you get above 20, I'll be really impressed and only slightly concerned for you. We're looking at major sort of sports leagues here, so the North American Big Four, and then I'm sprinkling in some soccer, some football as well. Again, the soccer logos threw a lot of you for a loop last time, so this is how I guarantee no perfect score on the quiz. And this, of course, is the same scoring system as usual. So if this is your first time at one of my quizzes, don't worry, I'll talk you through it as we go, but it's easy peasy. So now let's not waste any more time. I'm gonna scooch on over here, make some room for the logos, and let's start with the first hint for the first logo. So if you recognize the logo from this image, you get 3 points. And of course, I'm going to go down to a second hint and then a third hint, each one being worth fewer points, and then at the end I'll reveal the end of each question. I'll reveal the answer. So let's move on to the second hint, slightly zoomed out version of the previous hint. And if you name the logo correctly from this hint, you get 2 points. And finally, let's look at the entire logo in black and white. This is your last chance to get a point on this question. Can you name this team? So if you get it right from this picture, you get 1 point. And the answer is, this one's a little bit of a say what you see. This is the Memphis Grizzlies. So now you're warmed up, you're up to speed on how we do things here. Let's go to the second question. first hint. For 3 points, can you recognize this shape? There's kind of like almost a Nike swoosh situation going on against the light color. This is such an odd shape when you look at it that close. So let's zoom in a little bit. For 2 points, now can you recognize the logo? I'll wait until the final hint to say what I was gonna say. But I'm not convinced that everyone's gonna recognize. I'm not convinced that I would have recognized it from this hint. And so let's go to the third hint so I can tell you what I meant. So for 1 point, we will look at the entire logo in black and white. Which team is this? And I'll tell you that I realized by doing this, and maybe even more so when you have the colors on, but I realized I mostly remember the mane of this logo. I don't think I realized how, I guess in a way, geometric or angled this face was. The answer, though, is the Denver Broncos. Let's move on to the third question. Hint number 1 is worth 3 points. What is this logo? Again, now that I look at it, I don't think this is a hint because it's clearly not that. But don't the two sort of south-facing pointies, don't they look exactly like the Dallas Stars logo? I should have cropped it in a little tighter is what I'm saying. Then I would have tricked you. I'm taking notes for the pro level quiz. So if you recognize this, if you answer correctly on this hint, you get 3 points. Let's zoom out a little bit. I know that's gonna set off a light bulb for a lot of people. And this sort of crop of the logo made me realize that, what do I want to say? There's elements in common with another team from this area that I never really caught on to. So if you get it right here, you get 2 points. Now let's move on to the 1 point hint and look at the entire logo. You know what this is. I won't give you too much longer to look at it. I will tell you that this represents a letter, and the answer is the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, question 4, hint 1. You can recognize this. You get 3 points and my respect. So we've got another kind of triangle going on here, another little spiky bit. which we had some of in the first quiz, the first logos quiz. But this one had to be black and white because I feel like you would have gotten the answer right away. So that's 3 points. Let's go on to the 2-point hint. I feel like fans of this sport, of this league, will recognize it right away. And if you're confused and you're wondering what sport we're talking about here, I will tell you that there is an element of this picture that tells you what the sport is. Okay, that was a big hint, so I'm just gonna move right along to the final hint. For 1 point, just realized we had two. Should I say this? Should I give this final hint? We had 2 A's in a row. So this is another A. And the answer, so while the previous A was the name of the region being represented, Arizona, this A stands for the Avalanche, the Colorado Avalanche of the NHL. Because again, there are things that I don't really pay attention to in logos until I'm looking at them closely like this. That is an NHL puck, isn't it? Okay, let's go on to the 5th question. Hint number 1. For 3 points, can you recognize this image? Can you name this team? This is another one where the colors would have been a huge giveaway. And that's all I'm gonna say for now. Let's move on to the second hint for 2 points. This is a huge, you're getting a lot from this hint. I feel like some of these second hints in this quiz, I might have been too generous. Maybe this isn't hard mode. Maybe the last quiz was easy mode and now we're on to like normal mode. So let's go on and look at the entire logo. And this is one where I removed the name of, I removed a word from this logo that you're looking at right now. But there's still a letter hidden within this logo that could help you. So the answer is Inter Miami. And the letter I was referring to is, I'm pretty sure, the legs of the animals. Flamaros in French. Alon. I'll remember it as soon as I stop recording this video, but their legs make an M. So this is the Inter Miami logo. Let's just keep moving to the 6th question. Hint number 1, worth 3 points. if you can tell me what this logo is from what I'm showing you now. Just a bunch of lines, really. I don't know what it is about the last few weeks, but my stomach is trying to steal the show. Let's move on to the second hint for 2 points. I know you know. Or rather, I should say, I know you know what you're looking at now. And NFL fans will know. But if NFL isn't your main sport, you might be blanking here. Oh, that was the biggest hint of all, wasn't it? I'm a special breed of quizmaster. Well, now we all kind of know what we're looking at. So let's move on to the last hint for 1 point. I didn't remove anything. I'm always a bit fascinated with this logo because I didn't remove any markings or anything from this. This is the full logo. It's just missing its colors. So get your final guesses in now, because I'll tell you that the answer is the Cleveland Browns. Question number 7, and I'm going to be more careful about my hints here. So picture number 1 for 3 points. What is this logo? What are we looking at? In isolation, it's very interesting. So let's move on to the 2-point image. And this one, I almost went back and cropped a little bit tighter because I feel like this one is a dead giveaway. But then again, it's easy when you're the one making the quiz. So let me know in the comments if you think this was too easy for a second hint for a 2-pointer question. And in the meantime, I'll move on to the third hint for 1 point. This is the entire logo minus the name of the team. And if you're really struggling, I think it's fair to tell you that this is a baseball team because of the giant baseball being the logo. But obviously here you're looking at a skyline. It's a very recognizable skyline. What skyline is it? The answer is the New York Mets. Moving on to question 8. There's no order this time. Someone caught on to that last time. I mean, probably a few people caught on to it, but one person commented about the fact that there was an order to the hints. So now this is question number 8. And think about this one, because a lot of you might have one answer in mind. Think again. You might know what you're looking at, but this is 3 points. I'm gonna stop giving you hints. Instead, I'm gonna move on to the second picture for 2 points. Okay. So we have a fleur de lis. Is there an English word for it? I think I've heard people just call it like fleur de lis. But this is a symbol that's used by a few teams. So let's move on. Sorry for that sibilance. Let's move on to the third hint for 1 point. And here's the logo. And of course, I've removed the team name from the logo. And the final hint I'll give you here is that we were thinking about architecture for the last question. Keep your mind in that space. So the answer is Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and that is the Eiffel Tower. Okay. Question 9. There are only 2 logos left. So, look at me. It's time to focus now. And this might be a tough one. Look at this first hint for 3 points. I don't know if this is too much of a hint, but for those who know their sports ASMR, I will say, I'll wait until the second hint. That's it for this one. So I'll go to the second hint for 2 points. For those who know their sports ASMR, think about Jake Baller here. This is going to be one where I feel like from this hint, if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. Let's move on to the last hint for this question, the last picture for 1 point. And this team, I think it's one of a couple from this quiz where the team name is actually written in full under the logo, so I've just cropped it out in this case. This is one that I think is very reliant on colors, but of course at this point, if you know it, you know it. So for 1 point, put in your final answer. And the answer is the Portland Trailblazers. And now, we've got just enough time for a final question. Question number 10. And this is not an easy one. So here's the first picture for 3 points. What is this logo? I feel like I could have gone in a tiny bit more and just shown you some of those lines in the middle, but that might have been cruel. That would definitely be a legendary level question. So let's go to the 2 point image. Lots more to see here. I think it's fair to say that that is a skate we're looking at. So I guess in retrospect, both of our NHL logos in this quiz featured elements of hockey. Which is a good question for you guys. How do you feel about logos like this where the logo features something that tells you which sport we're playing? Okay, let's go to the final picture of the quiz. If you haven't gotten this logo yet, it's your last chance for a point. If you recognize this image, you get 1 point. If you don't recognize it, say what you see. So the answer to the final question of this quiz is the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is another one that the color, if I had that bright yellow from the first hint, I think a lot more people would have gotten it. But guys, don't forget, as always, to tell me in the comments what score you got. I need to know how much more I need to challenge you. I hope you enjoyed this quiz. I had so much fun hanging out with you for the last half hour. I'll see you soon with another video and with another quiz.